Okay. It's dark in here. All right. I'm gonna show you some of the videos where I sort of get my opinions from, I guess. Trying to find the.
Mayor Buddy Dyer says he has a plan to fix that. He laid out his goals during the annual State of Downtown address in West Street.
Yeah, this one.
So the government just announced a freeze on the $6,400 subsidy.
These are crazy. These fucking ads are insane.
I just applied a few days ago, got my deposit.
All right, so I'll click on one.
Before they run out of money.
Secure a 5,000 to 6,000 subsidy by registering now. It says, important, this page is an advertorial and not actual news article blog concerning product update. Not now, Tamara!
I need my shoes.
Not now, Tamara!
My shoes.
And all the times you need your shoes now?
Yeah, because I'm leaving.
I know. And there's 5 other sandals, but whatever. Alright. Very interesting. Claim now. You do that. How people do that? Okay. I can't really see it. There. So then you do all this information here. Less than. Do you have Medicaid? What is all this? Union subsidy. You pre-qualify. By placing this call, you are agreeing the phone number you're calling from may be contacted by Lower Bills USA regarding inquiring a related offer. This doesn't seem efficient. Here's the number. I don't know. Alright. Anyway. Back to this.
If you haven't got it, hey. Finding affordable housing in Orlando is a challenge these days. Mayor Buddy Dyer says he has a plan to fix that. He laid out his goals during the annual State of Downtown address, and West Street's Luana Munoz has more on the specifics of the mayor's plan. Luana, what was the reaction from the crowd?
You know, Stuart, many of the businesses and stakeholders who are here tonight recognize that affordable housing is a major issue in this community, and it's only going to get worse as time goes on. So they really applauded Mayor Buddy Dyer's efforts in what he's already done, as well as projects that are yet to come. As downtown Orlando draws more people, affordable housing is not so affordable. That's why Mayor Buddy Dyer laid out a plan to expand the development of affordable homes and highlight the importance of helping the city's most vulnerable neighborhoods.
Continuing to create a downtown where everyone who wants to live can do so.
regardless of income level.
Dyer says the city has cleared the path for 194 affordable housing units to be added as part of the Beacon Development and Creative Village. The second phase of Paramore Oaks is expected to wrap up this summer, adding another 91 affordable units. And in 2023, Society Orlando. The second phase of Paramore Oaks is expected to wrap up this summer, adding another 9.
Which, when I looked that up, it said it was 2027. So, I don't know.
1 affordable units. And in 2023, Society Orlando is also set to open 500 new apartment studios and low-cost options. Some newer projects near Roslyn Avenue and Pine Street will also bring 400 units to a 25-story apartment tower called The Commons. Other projects include turning the old Ambassador Hotel at Westmoreland and Colonial into 150 affordable apartments. The Orlando Utilities Commission applauded the mayor's efforts.
And all of that brings economic development, which in turn just brings changes food deserts, brings, again, utility costs down, brings costs down for everything, and improves quality of life.
And as an estimated 3.2 million people are expected to move to the Sunshine State by 2030, the Florida Apartment Association predicts 570,000 housing units need to be built in the next 8 years to keep up.
And we do need to find housing for individuals who are being priced out of even paying rent fees.
And Mayor Buddy Dyer also applauded the city's efforts in finding $58 million in federal funding that was able to go towards organizations and nonprofits that help homeless issues. He really applauded the city's management and handling of the budget during the pandemic to be able to allocate those funds directly to where they were needed most. Reporting live in downtown Orlando, I'm Luana Munoz. Back to you.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief. Getting started is easy, and the process has already helped over 500,000 people and counting.
I called you.
Crazy ads. And this is, so then I saw that, I'm like, last night I was laying in bed and I'm like, last night I was laying in bed and I was like, what I could do with 56 million, you know? I could probably do with 10 million or something. Anyways, then I looked up this one. This is where I got my opinion on the shitty
In other news, the city of Tallahassee.
That's a good video.
Nearly $1 million to help
and it's not, I don't know, I'll show
fund
you
a new affordable housing project along Lake Bradford Road and Kissimmee Street. It's all to provide more housing options for working families in need. Our Abrea Ruffin is looking into the project today and joins us live now at the site of that new development. Abrea, what have you learned?
Julie, right where I'm standing, this building will soon be a new apartment complex with 158 units for residents and families who are struggling to afford rent. Now, I spoke with Mark Hendrickson with the Housing Finance Authority, and he says that 102 units are for families with an income below 70 to 80% of the county income median, 17 units for those with an income below 60%, and 39 units for income below 30%. Now, I also spoke with City Commissioner Curtis Richardson, who tells me this area is in need of more resources.
I like this guy.
Well, one of the things we've tried to do, of course, is develop neighborhoods on the south side of town. This is not far from both the Providence and Vaughn communities, and there was property available. They were able to buy the property that the development could be put on, and it will help those who live in that area, the south side of town in particular.
Richardson says the city has a long way to go, but wants to continue to add to the South Side and focus on rebuilding in areas of need. The total project price tag is $56.2 million, with almost $1 million coming from the capital city's home ARP funding, and construction is set to begin in January of 2025. Reporting in Tallahassee, Abrea Ruffin, WCTV Eyewitness News.
All right, Abrea, thank you.
Why wait? I don't understand that. Why wait till next year? This is a video.
Well, the cost of rental housing in Tallahassee has climbed by more than 10% in the past year. Real estate site Zillow now says the median rent for a regular one-bedroom property is nearly $1,700. When it comes to affordable housing, options are in short supply. But I got an inside look at one new complex giving people more options as city and state leaders deal with inflation and increasing interest rates.
It's great, like it's affordable.
Affordable housing, something Travion Thomas says he's grateful to have here at the newly completed Lafayette Gardens. He says he's been here since last October.
We got a nice pool, we got access to gym, we got access to computers, lounges, like any other like nice complex. Like it's real nice.
Working for Coca-Cola, he says the option to live here helps him make the most of his paycheck.
This is an opportunity to finally make a dent in this affordable housing crisis that is only expanding.
Matthew A. Rieger is CEO of Housing Trust Group, one of the organizations behind this project.
Can you speak to the need for affordable housing in the Tallahassee area?
I can. We have a shortage of 7,000 extremely low-income units in Tallahassee alone.
That number comes from the University of Florida's Schimberg Center for Housing Studies. In recent years, city leaders have worked to address that problem through projects like Premier Fine Homes, nearly 300 affordable housing units coming to the city by next summer, and the Orange Avenue complex going up on the south side right now.
We've got to find the right places, be strategic about who our partners are.
I like what she's saying here.
It's coming to the city by next summer, and the Orange Avenue complex going up on the south side right now.
We've got to find the right places, be strategic about who our partners are that come to the city to do this work.
City Commissioner Diane Williams
says
keeping the affordable housing issue a priority.
I would like to see our state leaders help us in regards to our funding and our financing, because we have so much property that is off the tax rolls we're unable to collect.
At Lafayette, 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments are going fast. And the rent for these units goes anywhere from $389 to just over $1,100 a month. Prices.
And I looked this up too, and I don't understand that at all. There was here, I'll show you. Let's finish this.
Thomas feeling great after getting the news he could move in.
I was excited. I was honestly, I moved out the next day with my roommates, and I came on. It's been a great experience ever since.
It was pretty cool to see. I was just out there today, and the community started leasing earlier this year. Their 96 units are already 100% occupied, so there's a wait list of about a year to get in.
Get the QuickBooks mobile app.
Well, the cost of rental housing in Tallahassee has climbed by more than 10% in the past.
I looked it up and it was it didn't make sense to me. Lafayette Gardens. I'm like $300. That's pretty affordable. On the website. Floor plans. Yeah, so this doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, let me do this. So they actually go for $752. This is the 1 bedroom. They go for $752. I don't understand. I guess if you're like living with somebody, I don't know. So the waiting, then that always gets me. That always gets me crazy. Is the waiting list, and it's like there's like I don't even want to imagine how many. So that's what I'm saying is like. Then let me go back to this. Let me show you Churchill, or this thing that I was. What he was saying. This is what this is called. Second World War. That's what's funny is I mean the walls are made out of asbestos, so you have to like. And then I was asking GPT, I'm like, what do you replace asbestos with? If so, but a lot of these were built in World War II, and they didn't think that they would last, and they ended up lasting longer. So I think that's pretty interesting. Let me find this thing here. Where it is. There's like an audio file of Churchill talking about the see if I can just going through all the like a bunch of links here. That's also a neat feature. I like doing that. You can have Signal on the computer and then on the phone, and then you can send yourself like notes and stuff. That's pretty useful. So that's what I'll do, and then I'll because I rather like sometimes when I'm reading something, I'd rather be like this instead of like all like. Okay. I was just listening to it yesterday. Let me see if I can. Oh, this is kind of funny. I saw this. Look at this. So it says, related content how Britain celebrated Christmas during the Second World War. And you get, and I'm like, this looks strange. Why are they? These two are smiling. These two are smiling. And then these two are like, what the fuck? And I'm like, why are they looking at him like that? And I'm looking at this Santa, and he has a fucking mask on. And it's like a Halloween Santa mask. And I'm like, no wonder. I started cracking up. Like, can you imagine? Like, Santa's here, and it's like a mask of Santa. And you're like, but yeah, that was actually pretty crazy. That they're yeah, fucking war, fuck war. See if I can find this here. Now let me go through the history. What's today? Wednesday. Design warehouses, factory warehouse. Oh, here it is. Okay. So it's on the, if you go to that, prefabmuseum.uk. And then you go home, history, and then design. And this is what I heard.
There are two subjects of domestic policy which I mentioned last year, on which we have not produced an account of our course of action. This first is housing. We set before ourselves the provision of homes for all who need them, with priority for servicemen as and when they come home from the war. Let me first lay down an absolute rule. Nothing can or must be done in housing or rehousing which by weakening or clogging the war effort prolongs the war. Neither labor nor material can be diverted in any way which hampers the vast operations which are in progress or impending. Subject to that, there are three ways in which the business of housing and rehousing the people should be attacked. Let me tell you about it. Now, I do not take the view myself that we were a nation of slum dwellers before the war. Nearly 5 million new approved houses or dwellings were built out of about 11 million in this small island between the two wars. And the British people as a whole were better housed than almost any people on the continent of Europe, or, I will add, in many parts of the United States of America. But now, about 1 million homes have been destroyed or grievously damaged by the fire of the enemy. This offers a magnificent opportunity for rebuilding and replanning. And while we are at it, we had better make a clean sweep of all those areas of which our civilization should be ashamed. However, I have given my word that, so far as it may lie in my power, the soldiers, when they return from the war, and those who have been bombed up,
is like sort of inertia. Is like so his I don't know. That's what you need. But yeah, the waiting list thing kills me. It's the because then you have all these people that are like, I'm on the waiting list. Why would these people ever move out? You know, why would these people ever move out? So then, like, I was watching another one too. I was watching this. It was I don't know what channel or what network it was. Oh, CNN. That's what it was. CNN, and then I don't see people buying these things. The housing.
Anyone in the United States is qualified for the senior spending allowance. The state is giving everyone this bonus.
Today, the assignment podcast goes to Ojai, California, among the least affordable places to buy a home. These houses reflect the push to deal with maybe zoning reform could be a thing.
Yeah.
And we've seen several states attempt it with major pushback. You know, I think of Arizona, New York, even California, uphill battles, right, to do this. But what is the goal with this approach? Like, what is it that you are trying to do?
Yeah.
We're back with our series here on The Lead that we call Homeless in America, where we examine issues affecting some of the most vulnerable people across the United States, a community whose numbers are only growing to record highs. Today we're taking a look at the impact of a Denver, Colorado program that gave homeless people free money, $12,000 a year, to use as they saw fit, to see what the result would be. And as CNN's Mina Durson reports, The money, of course, changed people's lives, and it did so for the better, but this program may go away.
So this is like where we had our tent. So there's a tent here and a tent right here.
How long were you living? $6,500, followed by $500 a month, and the third group got just $50 a month. After a year, almost half the participants across all groups had found housing and reported a host of positive ripple effects. And researchers found the project likely saved the city over $500,000.
A way to provide relief.
Roughly 800 participants were divided into 3 groups. For 12 months, one group was given $1,000 a month. The second, which Jaquetta was part of, got a lump sum of $6,500, followed by $500 a month.
Yeah.
And the third group got just $50 a month.
So
After a year, almost half the participants across all groups had found housing and reported a host of positive ripple effects. And researchers found the project likely saved the city over $500,000 by reducing costs like ambulance rides, ER visits, jail time, and shelter stays. Did it change how you felt about yourselves?
Sure. I'm more confident in murder. It just feels good to have money in your pocket and be able to.
That doesn't even sound right. So this program saved the city millions of dollars?
Checked. The money helped them find housing, clothing, food, a car, and work.
You're like, yeah, this is great.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and anyone would deal with it. Oh my gosh, breast cancer. You know, you think you're going to die right away.
Being on the streets and you're shooting to survive that.
That's a place we would never want to go back to, is being homeless.
Funding for the project is slated to run out this fall, though Donovan and his team are confident they'll secure enough from donors and the city to keep it going.
And we need approximately $8 million to run.
It makes no sense to me. You get these sort of housing, these tiny homes that make no sense to me either. These don't make fucking sense.
Emergency shelter, transitional shelter, permanent supportive housing. But when they're done, when they're ready to move out and move up, as it were, there's no place for them to go in terms of clean, safe, affordable housing. And so
I feel like, I know I'm dumb, but like, come on, people. Like, this shit ain't that fucking hard. So, let me go back to this. Man, it's like long as hell. It's 28 minutes. Let me... There's quickly... I am not famous. I have no credibility, but this is the way. Fact check me. It's true. Build these. So, yeah. Oh, and this is kind of interesting. This is an actual a very old photo. The house looks really modern, or I guess it's that design, but it's an old photo. Build these. Literally build these. Literally build these. They don't have any basements. Some of them do. Like, I think one of some, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. But these just sort of like, build these. Build these. Build a shit ton of them. I was thinking about this, like, it was actually, oh, here it is. And only rent them and do not raise the rent. 500. So 1 million houses in 1 year. I think that's possible. I mean, it's fucking prefab, and then you just have the labor that builds it. That's the war. So that's what I'm saying is like, or that's what it feels like is like there is a war going on of affordability. So then we build. I don't know. I have here a note from last night saying 11:46. It says 1 million houses, 1 year, 10,000 in Florida. I want to see 10,000 of these fucking things. 10,000. 10,000. You know how... Alright, now time to get serious, I guess. But do you know how dramatically do you know what that would do? Do you know how... It was like the apartments of 200 of them, I think it was, or 100, I can't remember, but it was like you make 100 of them, or you make either 200 of them. None of this sort of disorganizedness. And that's just homes. These are, you know, I think I mean, it's not a lot. It doesn't, the map, like this, you looked it up on a map too. It's not very big. It's like, it's just a neighborhood. You just find just one neighborhood, and then you sort of, or obviously a plot of land, and you build them. And the way I'm saying it sounds like I haven't looked into it. So that bothers me. You build those, and they'd be cheap too. It would be less than these sort of things. These townhouses and whatnot. Just framing and cement. And I know it's not that simple either. I know it's not just framing and cement. All right, that's all the references there.